Hi everyone, my name is Christy and I'm a new-ish Marine wife. My husband's been in for about 2 years, but we've only been married for one, so that's why I say ish. Um, anyway, since he joined, my life's been pretty much a roller coaster, and I know I'm not the only one, and there's some girls that are just getting into this, so I kind of just wanted to document my experience as a Marine wife and what all I've gone through and um, all that good stuff. Obviously, not everybody has the same path, so what I've gone through is going to be different than what you're going to go through or somebody else is going to go through. And I haven't gone through nearly as much as most of the wives in the Marine Corps, so I'm grateful for that, but at the same time, it's part of the lifestyle. So here it goes. I'm going to start out with our dating life. I've liked Brent since third grade. It's creepy, I know, but that's how it is. We started dating in 10th grade, and we graduated, and after we graduated, he signed up to join the Marine Corps, and I went off to college, and there was a waiting list. Like most places, there's a waiting list to get into the armed forces. So by the time he actually went to boot camp, I was a sophomore in college, and that was probably one of the worst days of my life is when he went to boot camp. I went to MEPS, which is where they go to boot camp from. It's like the last place you see them before they go to boot camp. I dropped him off alone, and I just went back in my car and bawled my eyes out. It was terrible. And then I drove back up to college, and that first 3 months not talking to them at all is just like total crap. It really put me in like a zombie mood, but I got through it. I think that was probably the worst I've ever been, just because I couldn't talk to him, and I'd never not talked to him before. Anyway, so he graduated in January, and my mom and I drove down and got to see him graduate, go to family day and everything, so that was really fun. He had lost so much weight I barely recognized him, but it was an amazing feeling being in his arms after so long. And after boot camp, he went to SOI. He's a grunt, obviously, and that was for about 3 months, I think. And it was okay. There was some communication. It wasn't too much. It wasn't terrible. I had school to keep me busy, so it wasn't that bad. And then after after boot camp, actually, I should have said this first. After boot camp, he came up to my school and proposed to me, which was awesome. I wasn't expecting it at all. But so we were engaged, and then he went to SOI. And after SOI, he got out about, when did he get out of SOI? I want to say March is when he got out. And we were trying to plan a wedding, which is crazy in the military, ridiculously crazy. And so we planned it around a holiday, July 4th, because they're going to get something off for that. But we didn't get married on July 4th. It was a Monday. We got married on July 3rd, which it's kind of sad too. One of the reasons we didn't get married on July 4th is that was the day that his dad passed away. So I definitely didn't want to get married on that day. But it was a rushed wedding. It turned out great, thanks to my mom. But we had 3 months to plan it, and it was hectic. Let's see. I'm trying to think of words that are not coming. About a week before the wedding, we didn't know Brent was going to be able to come, because his command wasn't telling him if he was going to get to leave or not. So we didn't know until the Tuesday before the wedding that he was actually going to be at the wedding, which is kind of vital. But things worked out, and he got here, and we got married. We went to a little bed and breakfast for a day because his leave wasn't very long. But it was nice, and everything was good. And so then he went back to North Carolina because he's stationed at Camp Lejeune. And I had made several friends on Facebook, other Marine wives that are stationed here. And one of them opened her house up to me so I could come down and visit with Brent, and I wouldn't have to spend a lot of money on a hotel room, which was amazing. I stayed 3 weeks at her house, and I'll never be able to repay it. That's one of the great things about the military life in general, is that the community that you have, you can't find it anywhere else. People open their houses up to you. I mean, I hadn't even met her, and she opened her house up to me, which was awesome. But so I got to see him for about 3 weeks, and then I went back to college up in Ohio, which was kind of weird because I was living in a dorm and I was the only married girl. It's a little awkward, but it happened. It was especially awkward because, well, I'll get to that in a minute. Anyway, so I went back to school, and then he got deployment orders, and he deployed in December. So I missed the second Christmas in a row with my husband, which is common. Everybody misses holidays and birthdays, and it sucks, but it's life. Anyway, it was kind of awkward because I took all of his stuff from the barracks back up to college with me, and I was washing all of his clothes in the community washer and dryer room, so that was a little bit weird, but I mean, cause it was weird because it was all girls. So, you know. Anyway, so he deployed. Worst day of my life ever. I had to leave before he got on the bus so I could get back to school. And the same friend that let me stay at her house actually went and saw him off on the bus when I couldn't, which was amazing. But it was, no words can express how heart-wrenching that is. It's the worst thing in the world to say goodbye to somebody not knowing that they're going to come back. But so he deployed. Deployment sucks in general. You go through periods of weeks, sometimes months, without talking to them, and it's worse than boot camp because you don't, I mean, there's not the guaranteed safety that there is in boot camp. They're actually getting fired at and everything. So that's an experience all in itself. You go through periods of, you're going to get through this, and then it's never ending, and friends and family is basically how you get through. And Netflix. I watched a lot of Netflix during deployment to distract me. Anyway, see. While he was deployed, I came down to Camp Lejeune and applied for a house. And we got one in March, so I came down again before school ended and signed for the house and moved in, aka I moved like a couch and some dishes in, anything that could fit in my car, which wasn't much. And then I went back to school to finish the semester, which was only like a month left. And then after that, my parents helped me move down here permanently, move all of our stuff, which was interesting, but it worked out. Yeah, there's not really much to say else about the moving process. It was relatively smooth. Anyway, so the next big thing that happens is homecoming. And I can't express how that feeling is either. It didn't hit me until like the day before that he was coming home. And then I was going crazy. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sit. I couldn't stay in the same place. I had to walk around. I was going crazy. The house couldn't be clean enough. Nothing was good enough. Nothing was ready, it seemed. But I got all prettied up and dolled up and everything, and I went and waited for him. And luckily, it was like dusk, so it wasn't too hot and it wasn't too cold. It was like the perfect temperature. But we were waiting for him for about two hours from the time that they told us to be at the thing. And then they marched in, and my legs went to jello. I couldn't hardly contain myself. We told him to look for a giant green sign because that's what I made, a homecoming sign, so he could see me. And I'm walking down the column. I have a video of it on my channel. I'm walking down the column, and I couldn't find him. And I got to the end of the Marines, and I couldn't find him. And I turned back around, and I was like, I can't find him. And then he came up behind me and surprised me, which was an amazing feeling. And this is the first time I've lived with my husband, and it was a year that we'd been married. So it was definitely worth it all. Definitely worth it all. And now he's been home for a couple months, and life's getting normal. I transfer colleges. I'm going to a different college this year. So that's a whole new process. It's another part of the military life. You gotta do what you gotta do. I have to go to school an extra year, so it kind of sucks. But I get to live with my husband, and he's not miserable and in the barracks. So, I mean, it outweighs the cons of it. I just wanted to document like everything that I've gone through in the past 2 years, which is so much. It seems like it's just a roller coaster, really. But that's pretty much my life. I think it's pretty much settling down for now. He's not scheduled to deploy or anything anytime soon that we know of. So life is good. Going to school, hoping to find a job soon because military pay sucks. But that's my life. Thanks for watching.